Good morning. Woo, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, it's almost a Colorado blue sky. We're getting there. We're getting there. Joyful day. Thank you so much for coming today to share your time with us at wonderful, our beloved Althea. And do we have any first-timers here today? Let's start with that. Oh, we have some back there. You can run, but you can't hide. Well, welcome. Thank you for sharing your time with us here today. This is such a special community, and we're so happy to have you with us, and we hope you come back. If you would like to find out more about what's going on here at Althea, be sure you sign up in the back with your email address, and that's the best way to know what in the world is happening here. And tacking on to what is happening here, October 10th, New Member Sunday. And if you have not filled out an application or paperwork, please see Rick, our piano player here, in the back here, and he will get you a form to fill out, or any one of us can. And if you've been coming here for a while, you know, like before COVID, and you haven't been through a ceremony, fill one of those forms out. We want to make sure that we acknowledge you as well. You're even going to get a card. Whew, how cool is that? And we're going to have a lovely ceremony on the 10th. So let us know. We want to get you in our database because members are going to be able to vote. And what are we going to be voting on very soon, hopefully before the end of the year, is what? A new spiritual director. Woohoo! So all of that visioning is yielding fruits. And we will be having our first candidate next Sunday, the 26th. Her name is Catherine Newell. And we hope you all show up to give her a warm Althean welcome. All right, I think it's time for an opening prayer. So if you would, please, just breathe. Just breathe. And when you exhale, feel your shoulders drop and the belly relax and the legs release their tension. For the breath is so healing. Just breathing is so healing. With the eyes closed and the heart open and the mind open. For it is everyone here who on some level, in some way, shape, or form, seeks healing. And one way is to know that the more and more truth of our divine natures is revealed, the more truth revealed, the greater our own personal healing. And what is that truth? That truth that there is only one power, one spirit, one force of love, of energy, and it goes by so many different names, whatever name you decide to call it, God, Buddha. It is that energy that animates the entire universe. And we are one of its manifestations, each and every one of us. And when we walk out of here today, everyone we meet is a holy child of spirit. And if you need healing, so do they. Everyone in the world on some level. And we just know that we come to our places of spiritual engagement, to this beloved Althea, that we take time out of our day because we want to be with like-minded people. We want to hear a moving message. We want to be with each other. We want to be in a place of energy and love and peace, so that we may take that energy of love and peace out into the real world. We can show the world our face of love and healing. And there is so much gratitude in this room. And even if there are stresses and strifes, there's always something to be grateful for. Being alive, breathing, and just having this experience of being human, and all of the joys that come with it. For each and every one of us here has a unique experience of the divine within us. And so I simply bless every church, every synagogue, every religion, knowing that there is only oneness, there is only one. There are not two. There is just the one divine Spirit. And I'm thankful and grateful for the women who brought this divine space to order out of nothing. For the divine creation. For its divine creation is what we experience today, over 100 years ago. And what a blessing to be their inheritors, and the joy that we have of keeping their work and their love alive today. And so each of you in your own way just simply say thank you in your own way. Thank you, thank you, thank you for whatever it is that you're grateful for. And when we come to this place of breathing easily and gratitude, we can let go, we can release, and just once again feel those stresses and strifes leave our body, for in so many ways they are the illusions of what would prevent our joy and our happiness. And we focus on the truth with a capital T, for that is a true healing. And each in our own way, we simply say, amen, 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 and so it is.
Good morning. Please stand as you're able and join me in the statement of being, followed by our sung response, Face of God. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. like to now invite Christopher Weatherall up. He's our solo performer this morning. So please come on up, Christopher.
Test. All right. This first song that I'm doing is just to kind of think of the things that have happened over the past weeks, months, years, and the changes that have happened and how we're longing for some things that once were while looking forward to think of what will be and what should be. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it seems as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why he had to go, I don't know. He wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why he had to go, I don't know. He wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need somewhere to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Thank you, Christopher. So good. It gives me chills. Just beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, it's time for our guest speaker today, Peggy Evans. She has been mediating family, workplace, community cases, and facilitating restorative justice practices since 1992. Going on 30 years, good Lord. Formerly the Director of Face-to-Face Mediation Services, a community mediation and restorative justice program serving Colorado's 18th Judicial District. She is certified as a collaborative, facilitative, and interest-based mediator. She utilizes value-based programs to create a healthier, more civil society. And don't we need her? Please welcome Peggy Evans.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am happy to be back at Althea. I was here a few years ago and spoke about how I got started in restorative justice. And that moved so many people that I actually walked out with a whole fistful of names who became my volunteers. And it was very, very exciting. I trained them. We were ready to start restorative justice. I had a new nonprofit to get started doing restorative justice, and I got no referrals. None. For 2 years. And what I've learned is that our judicial district now has a juvenile diversion program to take all those juvenile offenders, work them through a process so that they can complete that process and not have a criminal record. A very powerful shift in our community to move those kids along so that they don't have a criminal record. Well, that's why I wasn't getting referrals. I used to get all those juveniles that used to be on probation. So I had all these volunteers and no referrals. And then I started doing research. And Colorado actually has a restorative justice council. And several years ago, we were known as the state that had the strongest restorative justice program, indicated because we had this council and we had a lot of tangible laws that really promoted restorative justice. But restorative justice now has moved into a whole new phase. And that new phase is called transformative justice. And transformative justice is taking what restorative justice used to be in the criminal justice system, and we were moving from juvenile nonviolent crimes to juvenile with violent crimes to adults of nonviolence, and then some adults with violent crimes. I was one of the first people in the state to actually facilitate violent crime dialogues. So somebody who has been injured by or lost a loved one by somebody who has created that action. To get those two people together is by far, in almost 30 years of practice, the most amazing results of bringing those two people together. I wanted to say transformative because I think it's a perfect word. It's transformative. If you know anybody who has lost a loved one to a drunk driver or an accidental shooting or an intentional shooting, it's horrible, right? They had this fear, they had the anger for a while, and then the fear, and their family gets it, their kids get it, their relatives get it, their community gets it, everybody gets that fear and that anger. But when you bring those two people together, the person who's killed the other and the person who's lost a loved one, it is a powerful, powerful process. It is transformative. So now to tell you what transformative is taking restorative justice out of the criminal justice system and putting it into the community where there are no criminal issues. But we can talk about those things that have impacted our life. Maybe it's somebody who drinks and drives. Maybe it's somebody who keeps a loaded weapon in their house and the kids get a hold of it. Whatever it is, we can talk together as human beings outside the criminal justice world to begin to hear, to listen, to understand their experience and maybe why they do that. And in doing that, sometimes those people really change their behaviors once they are really heard and felt and respected. It can shift the person who's created the harm's behavior, and it certainly changes the behavior and the beliefs and the ideas of the person who lost a loved one. I'm here to tell you, in every single violent crime case I have facilitated, that has happened. Every single one. Now, I don't know if you picked up the paper that was out in the front where I talk about dialogue, and on the back side are pieces of dialogue. I want to go over it because some people are really, really nervous about sitting in a group of people who have very different ideas as they are, right? And this page actually gives you 4 techniques of dialogue that were originally discovered or documented by David Bohm. You're shaking your head, you know David Bohm was a physicist, I believe, teaching at Stanford. And he really discovered what it takes for people to communicate well so that we can learn and grow from each other and build that connection between people. So this is, in my words, a brief summary of what David Bohm was talking about. But listening with all of your senses, listening for what you're hearing, and try to pay attention to how your own beliefs shift what you might be hearing. Really listening at an intentional level. Then judgments. Judgments is one of the really hard ones. Judgments are our beliefs, right? Judgments are not good or bad. It's just kind of what we have in our life that teach us how to be, right? I happen to have a very strong belief, and have since my early 20s, that the world is one. But can you imagine what that might be like if I talk to somebody who believes Muslims are evil, or people that grow up in the South are dumb or stupid, or rich people are just rich, whatever you want to call that. If I believe in oneness and we are all equal human beings, it might be really hard for me to discuss that with somebody else, unless I can learn to suspend my judgments. If I know myself well enough that I can take those judgments and hang them out here on the clothesline, know they're there, they work for me, but they may